What's up, healers? We've got Instagram live over here. You can't see them right over here. And I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite topics recently to chat about is how to sell your products. How to sell your products on TikTok Live. So how many of you are building a business on TikTok or you're like, I want to sell some stuff over there? Drop, I want to sell on TikTok in the comments section because we are going to answer as many of your questions as we absolutely can when it comes to selling your products on TikTok. So I will come over here and look at the Instagram Live questions, and I will come over here and look at the questions on Facebook and YouTube and all the places we're live to try to get as many as answered as we possibly can. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the 3 things that you must do in order to sell your products live on TikTok. We're going to talk about that. And here's the cool part, right? You're not going to just hear this from me. You're going to hear this from a freaking rock star. This person who I'm bringing on, she is incredible. Put it this way. In literally 5-6 months, she has been on top of the leaderboards for selling the most product and recruiting the most humans from TikTok. So you're going to hear it directly from her mouth, not mine. But before we get started, I want to know, where are you coming in from? Drop it in the comments section. Where are you? I'm in sunny South Florida. It's actually sunny today. It's not raining. I'm super excited about that. I'm going to be leaving for the Keys, which I'm really excited about. We're leaving Friday. What is that? 2 days? 2 days. I'm going to go on a vacay. Okay. Before we come back for the Slay Online Sales Summit, the virtual summit. So here's the thing. I just got word that we only have 500 virtual tickets left because we are not going to sell more than a certain amount because we don't want a certain amount. I know that sounds really weird. Why wouldn't you sell as many tickets as you can? Because that's not how we're doing things this time around. So we have 500 virtual tickets left at the $147 price. Okay. SlayOnlineSalesSummit.com. That's where you can get your ticket. Now, I highly suggest you share that with your teams, because Chalene Johnson is our keynote speaker. We have recordings from Barack Johnson of training. I'm going to be training Brand Forward. It's 2 jam-packed days of how to sell your products on social media, from TikTok to Clubhouse to Facebook parties, Facebook groups, branding, all the things. So SlayOnlineSalesSummit.com, it's up there. If you need the link, message me, DM me privately, and I will shoot you the link if I can. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to bring Lynn on right now. What's up, girlfriends?
Hi.
Sorry, I should have told you before. Hey, we're using StreamYard, so you need Chrome. My bad.
I was legit here like every 30 seconds looking at my watch. Like, I can't be late.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. I do the same thing. And then I give myself massive anxiety when I do that, because then I'll look at the clock. Is it time yet? My therapist is like, stop doing that. You're giving yourself severe anxiety. I'm like, whatever. It's how I roll. Well, first off, I want to say congratulations. You're absolutely killing it in your business, in your network marketing business. And I just love what you've been doing on TikTok, watching you really be there for the people, serving the people that are on there, being very direct, not being around the bush, and just really being there for your audience. I absolutely love. And I know that when you go live, what's the most that you've sold money-wise from TikTok on a TikTok live? Like going live, what was the most you've ever sold?
Like 5,000.
Oh,
that was staying on live for like 4.5, 5 hours.
That's so crazy though. Most people don't even sell that in a 30-day period. And you sold that much in one TikTok live. I want to know from you guys, drop 5K in the comments if you're like, I want to sell 5K from a Facebook live, from a TikTok live, right? I want to sell 5K. Drop that. Yeah. Sharon's like, what? I know. Insane in the membrane, right? So here we go. First off, let's introduce yourself. Who are you? Tell me a little bit about your, background. And so this way everybody can get to know you a little bit more.
Okay. So I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a wife, a mom of 2, and originally from Boston. And, it's funny. I grew up.
Go Pats.
Go Pats.
Go Tom Brady. Oh, go Pats.
Right. So interestingly enough, like I grew up with really low self-esteem, and I ended up, having my first son at 16, my second at 18. I was a single mom with 2 kids by the time I was 18. And, I did all the things that I was told I was supposed to do. I went to school, got a great job, got a good education. And, but then life happened, and I was working at a job feeling like I was doing all the right things, and they figured out how to get the same amount of work done with less people. And I was a single mom with a mortgage and thought I had done it right. I had savings, but I went through my savings and lost everything. So I went through foreclosure. It was the lowest period of my life. Went through foreclosure, repossession, bankruptcy, homelessness, all with 2 kids. And I did it in silence because I was too ashamed and too embarrassed to let any of my family or friends know that this was happening. So, and it took me years before I could even tell that story without crying.
Yeah.
But I'm the person that only has to learn the lesson one time. And so when I got back into corporate America because I needed to work, I needed to provide for my sons, but I knew that there had to be something else. There had to be another way, a better way. And so I was constantly looking for that better way. And I was introduced to network marketing. And my first company, I had some success, but one of the things that I recognized was, the traditional business model had some flaws. And so I ended up going to a new company because I needed to find a system where the average person could win, whether they wanted to recruit or not. And
that's the way the industry has moved too, is really towards the social retail, social selling. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. And so, it's been a journey. In 2016, I was able to, that's when I started my first company. And in 2 years, I paid off over $100,000 in debt. And in 2017, I donated my job back to the economy.
That's right. She says she donated her job back to the economy. I freaking love that. That is amazing. Who else wants to donate their job back to the economy? Put donate job in the comment section, because I think that's freaking genius, branded right there. Hello. I love it. So what made you decide that TikTok was going to be something where you were like, I'm going to go all in with? What do you remember? What made you decide that?
Marina Simone.
Oh, hi. I was not expecting that. I promise. I did not tell her to do that. I promise. I love it. So what about?
I downloaded TikTok in 2020, early 2020, because I heard people talking about it. And I downloaded it. I looked at the app. I was so confused. I was like, I'm not getting up here, shaking my booty, dancing. Yeah. I'm not doing all that. So I uninstalled the app and thought I'm never going to look at it again. And then you were like, get your butt on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right. So the one thing I will say is that I am coachable. And so I downloaded the app again, installed it again, and then, went through some of your TikTok trainings, and the rest was history. It's if someone is not on TikTok, you are missing it.
Yeah.
You're completely missing it. Yeah. It is the hottest growing social media platform out there. I've never seen anything like it. And, so differently from other platforms where you have to have followers, you have to have people that you're friends with, you have to be, an influencer or have all these people that you're already connected with, and you don't at all.
No, you legit have to have no influence. It's a level playing field. And I appreciate that, because maybe now I have influenced, I'm an influencer now, but not at influencer levels like others are. But I didn't start that way. And I sure as hell wasn't trying to do that. That's not what I was trying to do. And it was rough. I look at my followers on TikTok versus my followers on Instagram. I have more followers on TikTok, and I've had it for less than 2 years, and I've been on Instagram for 13, maybe 13. How old's Naya? 11 years.
Yeah.
Right? So you look at that and you're like, wow, it has so much opportunity. I'm like so excited for you that you took that extra step. Yesterday I was talking to Angela, and it was the same thing for her. Like, she was like, I thought it was just this. I think it's going to take more and more of us saying that it's not just for teeny boppers. It's not just about shaking your booty. It's not just about that. It's short form video, and it's catching people's attention quickly and getting information quickly into our brain. So I love that.
Although, can I just say, my very first video, I did shake my booty.
I did too. I did too. I try every now and then, but like, I'm like, okay, that took me way too long to learn. I used to be a professional dancer. Let me just put that out there. And I cannot get these TikTok dances down. I feel like the biggest dork. I'm like, what is this?
I can't do any of that.
I can't either. So, and I'm on TikTok doing it. So
it helps me to not take myself so seriously.
Yes, me too. I'm like becoming the complete dork that I am on social media. And my husband's like, you're not funny. I'm like, I think I'm funny. And it allows me to be the kind of funny I am.
Right.
I'm trying to get my sister on there because she's so funny. Like, she's like dry humor, weird funny. And I want her so bad because I know she would blow up with her weird mom jokes. But
that's hilarious.
Right. So let's talk about TikTok Live, right? Because I know there's a little bit of a strategy that maybe you use. There's like 3 things that maybe you do that, stand out and that can really help those that are selling right now. So let's start with number one. Number one, what should they do if they want to sell their products on TikTok Live?
So the first thing that I would say is you just got to do the damn thing. Like, I hear so many people that are like, I wish I could sell on TikTok like you, or I hope one day I'll be able to do this, or I'm praying for this. You can't hope, wish, or pray yourself to be better. Like, you actually have to do it. And it's the consistency, because a lot of times, you feel like someone came and they purchased from you, and you might think that was the first time they saw you. No. Right? Like, because they don't have to be following you. They don't have you would never necessarily know. I have people that come and they'll say, I've been watching your video for videos for months, and I finally decided to do it. And so it's the consistency, right? And so if you want to get better at something, you have to keep doing it. You have to keep working at it. Like, you have to be horrible at it.
Yeah.
And then the next time you're a little less horrible, and then you're a little less horrible, right? And you just keep doing it. You have to be willing to fail forward. Like, I know so many of us, we have that fear. And that was why I uninstalled it the first time, because I didn't know how to do it. And a lot of times a confused mind will do nothing, right? Like, if you don't know how to do something, then you just shut down and you just don't do it.
How many of you can relate to that? How many of you can relate to that, where you shut down? I shut down in the comment section. It's like, yeah, I literally will look at it. I get overwhelmed. I'm never going to figure it out. So then I just don't do it. How many of you can relate to that?
That I know, like, and that, transcends so many different things, right? And I had to learn that done is better than perfect, because I'm a huge perfectionist. And so it was like, if I couldn't do it perfectly, which is why I uninstalled the first time, right? I didn't know how to do it perfectly. So it was like, I'm not going to do it at all. But I had to learn that I'm not going to be perfect at a lot of different things. And I just have to screw it up first and not be afraid to screw it up. So that, like, really the first thing is that I would say is the consistency, because people they're following and they're looking to see that you're consistent. They're looking, you have to have video after video after video after video after video. And when they see, oh, okay, she's not this one hit wonder or one video wonder, or she came on here one time, because people are going to buy from who they know, like, and trust. Right? And so if they don't see you consistently, why would they trust you?
No, I think about that too. I think about even me when I'm making a decision to buy something. I'm going to look at other videos, and I do this on TikTok. I shop all the time on TikTok. That's where I got this fake hair I'm wearing. You know what I mean? And so, yes, people, fake hair.
That's cute.
I know, it's so cute. TikTok, you got to love it. I shop off of TikTok all the time. So when you think about that, like I literally went and looked at all the different videos, all the different girls with different colors, make sure it wasn't just a blonde, make sure it wasn't just like the platinum blonde, because I'm not blonde, right? And I wanted to make sure like they had colors that would actually look good. So they do. We stock before we buy, and we want to make sure we're making a buying decision we don't regret.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and when I'm looking, like when I'm watching, even myself, when I'm watching TikTok videos and I see one that I really like, the first thing I do is go to see what other videos that person has.
Yes.
What else do you talk about that might be interesting to me?
And they're not 30-minute live videos that you have to sit and wait for. Like this will be awesome if somebody wants the, details, but if they're just trying to get to know you and they can have 15-second videos to kind of get to know you quickly, it's so powerful.
Right. Absolutely. So that will be the first thing is you just got to do it. You have to do it and you have to be consistent. And you're the queen. Like you have so many videos out there. Like, so for anybody who is like, I'd be willing, I just don't know how, then Marina has all the goods. I mean, I had no clue. And that's how I figured out how to do it, was by looking at your trainings and thinking, okay, like, I mean, I'm a lot of things, but slow has never been one of them, right? So I can follow instructions. So if you tell me,
I can do this, tell me what step by step, what am I supposed to do?
Exactly. And so if you, and that's exactly what you've done. And so I had the step-by-step instructions. I was like, okay, let me just do it.
Yeah. So what's number 2?
Number 2, I would say, is you have to be willing to be vulnerable and share your stories. And so I've done that on both sides, right? Like, so, I've done that with respect to recruiting. Like I just, kind of shared some of my story just now. And I have so many people, like I mentioned it took me a long time to tell my story because of the shame, because of the embarrassment that was there. And a lot of times we don't realize how powerful our story is and how it can impact someone else. And so I had to learn that if I can impact someone else's life, so that they can say, wow, okay, I can relate to that. I was in that same predicament. I wanted those same things. I went through some of those same things. And so if she can do it, I can do it too. Yeah. And it's really what I want people, anytime anyone listens to me, hears me, sees me, I want them to look at me and say, oh, she can do that, I can do that.
Yeah.
And so go ahead.
No. So true. So true.
So I think that, just being vulnerable, and then whatever your, so when I'm selling, I'm sharing stories about using the products that, that I'm selling. I'm going live on TikTok with my iPad, and I have my phone in my hand, and I'm showing pictures, I'm showing them, because everybody that stumbles onto my live didn't necessarily see my videos.
Truth.
And so some of my videos, I do have some pictures, but I can't assume that they've all seen it. So I want to make sure that I'm sharing so that they know, like, what I'm telling you, this is real. I'm okay with sharing it. And many of them, they're like, oh my gosh, like I have that same, that same situation, or I've gone through that same
problem, the same thing, the same pain point, right?
Absolutely. And that's what we're talking about, right? So like, if the point of this is for me to show you I have a solution to this pain point, I want them to be able to relate to me and show them these are the pain points that I have, and these are the solutions that I've used to help me with them. And I think that's another reason that I know I was talking to Angela, and she was so against showing pictures initially. And I was like, girl, you gotta show them. And it, like, because even if somebody sees me now, they have no idea what my before was.
None.
So
that's a journey that they got to see. Yep.
But it's not impactful for them, because they're like, all right, like, okay, whatever. And so I think that, so, and it there is some bravery that's involved in, in being vulnerable and just kind of putting your stuff out there. But if the whole purpose of this, which for me, the purpose is not just for me to make $1. The purpose is for me to impact lives.
Mm.
And so if my purpose, if that's in the forefront of my mind, if my purpose is to impact lives, then there's some amount of selflessness that has to take over.
Yeah. And you're serving, right? So now you're serving them by answering their questions and making them feel like if they do buy from you, they are getting that support, which is important. I love that.
Answering questions. That absolutely. Like, I've been on lives before and people they're just talk. And then you're asking your questions and you're like,
they don't even answer. Yes. By the way, we see your questions. We're coming back. I just want to get to number 3 and we're coming back to your questions on Instagram and Facebook. So keep asking. We're going to scroll up to find them.
But I do a lot of that. I do a lot of answering questions because I want people to know that I see them, that they're being heard. And that, I'm not hiding anything. Like I answer all the hard questions, like just everything. And if I don't know, I tell them, I don't know. But
what's your TikTok handle, by the way?
At Lynn Hendricks Global.
Lynn Hendricks Global. Oops, can I spell? Okay. I'm just going to put it up here. So if everybody's like wanting to go and look at your stuff, they can go look at it because I know they're going to ask that question. Did I do that right?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Perfect. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's important, it's like acknowledging everybody that's coming on and answering all of their questions. Because if people feel like they're being heard, they'll also stay longer. Because that's one of the things I recognize is if somebody comes on and they ask a question and you just keep talking, they'll bounce.
Yeah.
But even if, like I'm a squirrel, so I have to quickly I'll lose my train of thought. So I'll sit and I'll at least acknowledge them and say, hey, hey, Marina, I saw your question. Give me 1 second so I can finish that train of thought. But if they're acknowledged, then they'll be okay with you waiting a couple of, minutes or whatever to answer the question.
I want to write that down. Oops, that pen doesn't work. All right. What's number 3?
So number 3, I would say, is providing value.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So I'm selling, but I'm also educating. Like I'm sharing information that, like it's one thing for like people can go online and order whatever, right? We're so used to it, but we're not used to having that human element. We're not used to having somebody that can sit and chat with them, that can explain things to them, that can answer those questions. And so there are a lot of times I've gone online and wanted to buy something and wish that I could ask a question, wish that I could get more information about this particular thing that I'm about to purchase. And so I think the biggest thing is, and I think one of the reasons why some of the folks that that do follow me or that, purchase or decide to partner with me is because I spend time. I actually do, you have to genuinely care about helping people, right? And so if you're there, you're spending time, you're providing value. I'm up there consistently. I have so many people that will come back and I recognize the names at least, and I acknowledge the names and they feel welcome. They feel special because I remember them. And, just whatever it is that you're selling. And I don't mean the ingredients, right? Like because nobody cares.
No.
Nobody cares about that.
Nobody cares.
But I mean specifically sharing stories, right? I mean, I tell stories about, because facts tell, but stories sell. So I tell stories about friends that, are using the products and what is done for them. I have, with permission, I have pictures in my phone that, you know, of some of these people, and I'm sharing those pictures. And then just giving more information about whatever industry you're in, sharing information about that too, not just particularly the product, but, you know, for instance, like if you're in the travel industry, you know, you can sell travel packages, but you can also talk about the travel industry, what's happening with the industry, with everything that's going on with the pandemic, how things are changing, you know, because people want to know. They want to know what
to expect when they go to the airport, what to expect when they get to a hotel, what to expect with safety measures. Oh, totally.
Different things at TSA PreCheck. What's the difference between TSA PreCheck, global entry, clear, right? So many different things. So providing value like that. If you're in weight loss, and not just talking about just selling your product, but maybe talking about, you know, being at a calorie deficit and what that means and how you find that out, and just giving that type of value over and above what they would get if they just went to your website.
And they can learn as you learn. So you don't have to be an expert on this stuff, because I'm not a weight loss expert and I sell weight loss products. I'm not a collagen expert and I sell collagen. Why? Because as I learn, I turn around and share. And so, and after you've learned it and you say it a couple more times, you'll eventually memorize it. So I love it.
And I started off with notes, like bullet points, right?
I still use notes.
I started off.
I'm a squirrel, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, and I still do sometimes, but in the very beginning, because I knew there were specific things I wanted to at least share and wanted to talk about. When I first wasn't using notes, I would get off the live and say, dang it, I forgot to tell them about XYZ. So that helps too. And people, like, they don't expect you to have it all up here. Be honest, be transparent. I'll say all the time, hold on, I wrote some notes down so that I can make sure I share all the goods. I don't want to get sidetracked. I'm very honest. And I think that's the other thing. Like, I don't go up there trying to act like I'm the professional, this or that. I tell them, like, I'm learning too. I'm sharing the information with you that I've learned. This is what has helped me. And I tell them all the time, like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not you know,
not a doctor. How do you close the sale? Because we're over here on Instagram. This question just came out and I see all your other questions. So I'm sorry I skipped you, but I know you're all thinking this. How do you go from them watching the live to closing the sale? Because I know you do something really cool where you like put packages together and all this cool stuff, right?
So I'm a control freak. So I could send them off I'm trying to keep them on the live for as long as possible. So I could send them to, I do have a link in my bio. You know, you can have a milkshake link or a beacons page. And so I do have that link, but I sell right then and there. So I have a project broadcast number and I tell them, hey, shoot me a text on Project Broadcast right now, and I will send you the link to order. And so that way, and that the night that usually
real time sales, real time.
I do. I sell right then and there, because if I just send you somewhere, I have no way of knowing. And I know that there's so many times I have planned to buy something and life gets in the way, right? I may have the money to do it, but I didn't have the time, right? So I just started doing other things. And so I have them right here, right now. They're the most excited about this product right now that they're ever going to be. So now is the time. So, yep, I'm like, hey, text me. And then as soon, you know, I'm like, and I would tell them, I'm looking at my phone right now. Go ahead, text me. And as soon as they text me the number, I'm like, and I'm talking to them. I'm saying, and I'll tell them, I'll say, hey, hold on 1 second. Let me respond to Angela. And they know, you know, I'm very honest with
then it makes them, I want her to respond to me too. I want her to talk to me. I want to ask her some questions. I want to chat with her. It creates FOMO.
I was just about to say that. That's the other thing. The more people I have saying, I want it. And I'm like, hold on, guys. Angela just texted me. Let me respond to her. Hold on, guys. Marina just texted me. People are like, oh my gosh, I need to do it.
So some of you are asking what Project Broadcast is. I just put the link inside of the comment section, but I'll put it up here for you as well. So Project Broadcast is like your own cell phone number, but it's an actual app. And so instead of giving somebody your real phone number off social media that you don't know, you can use this Project Broadcast as a cell phone. It works in US and Canada. They will be opening up WhatsApp with Project Broadcast in the future, I believe this year. But right now it's just for Canada and the US. So I went ahead and just put that up there for you guys.
And
I love that.
It's for the most part a texting app, which is awesome. But the other thing, but you can call out if you want, you know, and you can call out using your Project Broadcast number, not your own cell phone number.
I know. I love that. I love that. It's gangster. It's so gangster. So how do I obtain a Project Broadcast number? Just go to that link and you can set up your Project Broadcast. I think it's what, $15 a month, $20 a month, something like that.
And I think they get some free credits using your link too.
Oh, cool. You got some free credits. Whoop, whoop. Do I have a training for Project Broadcast? No, but they do. There's a Facebook group for Project Broadcast. You can actually search once you get in, and they're quick to answer questions. You won't need too much of a training. If you've ever done one of the Lead Slayer challenges, though, there are trainings in there somewhere. But anyway, let's get back to
there's a Facebook group. There's a Facebook camp group. I mean, like if you really want to, I have not even dived into all of that. I've done the basic just to get kind of set up, but so you literally can just get the basics and still slay it.
Absolutely. Let's see. Next question over here. I'm going to get the Instagram questions because they're popping off over here. So what happens if you have no one asking questions? What do you do?
I talk. So here's a couple of things. So if you have a group or a chat with your team, my team, we text, post in there when we're getting ready to go live. Because one thing that happens is the more people you have watching, the more they push it out to other people. So we try to support each other when we can, but I just stay on. And really you need to be on a good hour. You don't have to do 4 or 5 hours necessarily, but you need to be plan to be on for about an hour to really have, get some momentum and have people coming on. Because there have been times when like the first 15, 20 minutes, I might have like 1 or 2 people back and forth. And then I stayed on. Next thing you know, I have 40 people that are talking to me.
Well, because complete strangers are getting notified about your live too. It's not just your followers.
Right. Absolutely. The majority, when I go to look, it'll say like 90% were not followers that watched.
You know how powerful that is? That just like seriously lights me up. I'm so excited. All right, so let's get through some more of these questions. Do your lives stay on your TikTok profile?
No. So that's the difference from like TikTok and Facebook. Facebook is going to stay there. It's gone as soon as you can still go back and watch your video, but it's gone for everyone else. That's the other thing. You screw up, who cares? Nobody can ever see it again.
No one's going to ever see it again. I love it. Okay. What about how often do you go live a week? How many times a week?
So to really gain traction, I mean, you want to go live every day. If possible, you want to go live every day. Sometimes I go live a couple of times a day, especially, around like a sale or a promo. And you want to post a video and then within like 30 minutes, go live. Because when you go live after putting a video up, it's going to push people back to all of your videos. Like I will go live and then next thing you know, my Project Broadcast is blowing up because people have seen my videos. It's pushed it out to more people again.
So it's basically cross promoting for you because people are going to be like, oh, I saw her. I liked her lipstick. I'm just going to go look at her profile. Literally, that's how people's brains work. Oh, I liked her shirt. Let me go see her profile. That they're looking for a reason to like you, to go stalk you. I love it. How many videos do you post a day on TikTok?
So I would recommend, 2 to 3 videos a day. And so I was doing like 2 videos a day at one point. And I've been slacking, I'm gonna be honest.
Right there with you, bro. I'm like, I need to get this back up and running.
Right. That's where I'm at now. Like, and especially, we have promo going on. So I'm like, I need to get back at it. But so really, if you can do it, and then the great thing is that you can take the weekend and crank out some videos and save them in your drafts. right? Like if you're somebody who's really busy during the week or something, like just take a day that, you know, that you're off and just really, and because the more you do them, the faster you're going to get at getting your captions done and all that sort of stuff.
So Celica wants to know, how do I go from making goofy TikToks to really introducing my products? I love that question.
So that's so funny because I felt the same way. Like that's what I was doing initially. I told you my very first video, I was shaking my booty. Then the next one, I was, you know, copying some comedian. So I did the same exact thing, just pivot.
Yeah.
Like, because here's the thing. It's not like Facebook where people are there watching your stuff in some sort of order. Right? People, they see my video, like they could see a video that I did back in March today, and that could be the very first video of mine that they see. They're not going to see it in any type of sequential order. So don't feel like, oh, I have to work my way up to doing a certain type of video. Nope, just pivot right now.
Pivot right now. Did you hear that? Pivot right now, boo-boo. Okay. I love this next question. Do you go to other people's videos and comment and such to get more followers?
So I do go to other people's videos and comment. I don't heart everybody's videos because then it saves it right at like in your favorites. So I don't heart all the videos, but I do go to other people's videos and comment, and it does because if they see mine, then a lot of times people, you know, in sincere comments, right? Like when you put sincere, and that's what, Marina, that's what you teach all the time, right? Sincere engagement. And so when you do sincere engagement on other people's stuff, absolutely, you'll see that coming back to you.
I feel like it's been so much, I don't, maybe for you too, but like on TikTok, for me to be even more authentic, and Instagram with Reels, right? But for me to really be authentic, TikTok's allowing me to do that just because the videos, they're so real. They're like so raw, real, and relatable. I'm like, girl, I didn't sleep either last night. Boo boo, I'm praying for you. You know what I mean? With the moms, with the toddlers that aren't sleeping right now, right? Yes. So I feel like, do you feel the same way? Like it's been a little bit easier because not everybody's posting, you know, puppies and rainbows like
right.
You know, other social media platforms where life is perfect.
Right. Absolutely. And I love, you know, some of the topics like, you know, I think Marissa Alvarez, you know, her topic about being a people pleaser. I love that. I mean, like I see so many of her videos and I'm like, damn, like that I used to do that, you know? And so there's so many real life situations and experiences that people share and explore up there, which I think is so very different. And because usually if people, you know, when they're posting these videos, they're posting them talking about, this is where I was, but this is how I'm changing it. So it's not just because the other thing is, you know, on some platforms, like especially Facebook, I think you just see the complaints, but you don't see the solutions.
Exactly. No, absolutely. You just see the rants, right?
Yeah,
the rants.
Exactly.
Okay, so goofy and products, can they do both? Can they be goofy and talk about their products?
Absolutely.
And
so
give value?
You want to be you, right? Because your vibe is going to attract your tribe. The one thing that I hear from people a lot is that they resonated with me. They felt my sincerity. They loved my jokes. They loved the fact that I was, you know, that I felt free. It didn't feel fake or forced or phony. And I'll get on, and there are a couple of videos that my husband just looks and he just shakes his head.
Yeah, my husband's like, why did you look, you are, and I'm like, whatever. Right. Usually the ones that he's like, oh, those are the ones that get like a lot of views and get a lot of interaction too.
Exactly. Like feel free to be you.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my next question. What do you title your live videos?
So if it's, you know, you want something that's going to grab folks, right? So like if you want to stop that scroll. And so it could be, you know, say like something about the sale, $20 off, or it can be, you know, weight loss. Like sometimes it might just be weight loss Q&A if that's what I'm going to be doing. You know, I might say I dropped 20 pounds in 2 months, like what something you want it to be eye-catching. You want it to be something that's going to stop the scroll. So it's going to depend on what your industry is. But if you were scrolling, what is it that's going to stop you?
Yeah, I love that. Have you found any problems with like sending links in the DMs? Because obviously we can't send links in the DMs, right? I mean, we can, but it's just, they can't, it's not clickable.
They have to, right. There, it's not clickable links, so they have to copy and paste.
Right.
So I do try to get people over to another platform if possible. So like I'll try to get them over to Facebook or get them over to Instagram. If they're in my DM, I'm trying to get them over a lot of times to another platform because it's just easier. On Facebook, I have groups that, that I can ATM them, that sort of stuff. And then the other thing is that while with TikTok, they're, if they're on TikTok and they can see some of my videos or whatever, but if they're on Facebook, they're getting those notifications every time I post, and so I want them to be able to follow me and really get to know me. So I try to have them, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever, I try to bring them over.
No, absolutely. I love that. What would you say to someone who's overwhelmed by the app? Like, I think we talked about this a little bit, right? In the beginning, we're like, just do it. Just stop making it so difficult and just do it. What did you feel overwhelmed by trying to figure out like how to edit and like all those things inside the app?
So I didn't once I decided to actually do it. And this is something that's happened to me in the past, like I will sit in my mind and obsess and, and feel overwhelmed just in my mind. I haven't even started the task yet. Just in my mind, it feels overwhelming. But then when I actually force myself to sit down and do it, it's like, damn, this wasn't as bad as I thought. And so I think a lot of times we overthink it. And so what my suggestion would be, don't overthink it. Just sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to take 30 minutes and I'm going to sit down and I'm actually going to do it. And if you have questions about certain things, I mean, YouTube videos, Marina, you have so many videos on TikTok and how to do this.
I don't even feel like I have enough. Okay. So it's so funny to say that because I'm like looking at my TikTok because I take breaks. Someone just asked, if you take breaks, does it hurt? Probably. It probably does hurt your momentum a little bit. If you aren't posting every single day, it might hurt your momentum a little bit because someone said they saw you haven't posted since July 1st. We've all had moments, right?
My sister came here on July 4th.
Yeah.
So she has completely messed up my routine. But what I would say though is that, and so, do I think that it could? I think that it could. But the other thing that I will say is, I'm starting back on my videos today. I'm back in the game, honey. So today, tomorrow, the next day. So while it may have a little bit, but here's the other thing. What I will say though is because I had been doing it so consistently before, like my project broadcast has been still going off. So people are still watching the ones that I have because I was so consistent before and because I had so many out there. Now, if you're just getting started, you gotta build up a foundation of consistency. I have a foundation of consistency built up. So if I take a little break, I think I'll be okay.
Somebody just asked about the dress code, Chrissy, and I was like, Chrissy, don't be naked, girl. There's the dress code. Like, just be you. I know that there are, like, if you're in bathing suits or whatever, sometimes TikTok will take it down. So the one time they thought I was naked. They said I was naked and I was literally wearing a shirt like this. So I would be mindful of that for sure. Do you repurpose your videos onto Instagram?
Yes. And so there are some apps where you can, so if you can remember before you actually put your captions onto your video, then save your video to your phone, because then when you upload to Instagram, you can use Instagram's captions as opposed to, and even if you forget, then, it is what it is. You still use the video, but if you can remember, try to download your video before putting the captions on.
Yeah, most of us started screen recording. So we started screen recording, like when it's in the preview stage with our phone, we'll screen record it. So then we can use the Instagram Reels features. You can share straight to your story from TikTok. So if you're just like, oh, I just want to share it to my story, I don't want to do Instagram Reels, then you can just share it straight from there. You can share it.
And share straight to your Facebook story.
I love it. Chrissy's like, oh Lord, I want to gain followers, not chase them away. I feel you, boo. All right. I feel you. Lynn, thank you so much. I mean, you've spent literally almost 50 minutes on with me, and I'm so grateful. This was such an impactful, I know for me as well, I took notes. Hopefully you guys did. If you have any questions, go find Lynn on TikTok, and she'll answer, I'm sure, any questions that you have. Thank you for being here. I will see you all at the
Thanks for having me.
Sales Summit, everyone. Bye.